All right, guys. Welcome back. Let's go to the second lesson that we have for this week. This one is called the effects of shifting, adding, and removing a data point. So, really, what's going to happen today is they're going to give you different scenarios, and they're going to let you guys know, hey, and this is very important too. Also, click the show data on all of these, but they're going to say, hey, we have all this data, and all of a sudden we are going to maybe add something more to this data. How will that affect your median? Or we're going to maybe take away the smallest number. How will that affect your mean? And then you need to figure out how is it actually going to affect both of them. Most of these questions are going to be, if not all questions, are going to be basically asking you how is the median and the mean going to be affected. And in case you guys forget, the median, that is always going to be the middle section of our data, the middle of our data. The mean, as we talked about even in the last lesson, is what is going to be the average. So if I go over to this one here, it says Brandon works at a small petting zoo with 8 animals. He was looking at some data showing the masses of the animals. If each animal had a different mass between 2 and 160, which is what all of this is here, you see everything is between 2 and 160, then the zoo buys a horse. This is the new one that we're adding, okay? So you're gonna have to kind of, it's gonna be a lot more helpful too if you have paper or something like that too. You kind of have to think first, here's my data, and you need to figure out what is my mean and median with this data right here. Because in the beginning, we did not have this horse. And you can kind of see everything is right, as it said in the beginning, it says everything is between 2 and 160. Okay? So if I'm looking at the median, I would say I would cross this one out, cross this one out, cross this one out, cross this one out, kind of going back and forth between the two. So my median is going to be 27 and 7. So I would add those up. It would be 34. 34 divided by 2 is going to be 17. So my median for the first section, all right, we'll just say MD. That's going to equal 17. All right, that was before we added the horse to this scenario. Because again, the whole point of this lesson, if I add some data or if I take away some data, what will that do to the median? Will that make it go up? Will it make it go down? If I add some data or take away some data, what will that do to the mean? Will it make it go up or make it go down? So now, and then if I was going to go ahead, I guess they don't give you the calculator on this one here. So I'll be honest, what you can really do is just use a solid estimate. You guys should understand. Sure, I might not know exactly what the average is without adding this up, but that's not the whole purpose. The purpose is not finding out specific numbers. The purpose is making a inference of, or a prediction of, this median, this mean will go up, this mean or median will go down, or it will stay the same. So the one thing I for sure can get is the median. For the mean, just to save time, I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you look at the mean, the average of this, what do you think is going to happen if I add a huge number into this? Will that make the average go up or down? You guys should all be able to figure that out, all right? So for the mean, I can tell you right now, just by adding a number, especially a number that is much bigger than the original, this was our original biggest number, 160. 160 was our original, was originally the largest number in our data. Now we're throwing in 900, which is, 8 times bigger, 7 times bigger than what our original highest number was. So that right away is going to tell me our mean is going to go up. Mean is going to increase. Now the median, now that I added that 900, the median can be a little different. Okay, so you're going to have to work this one out. What I would do is, we did in the past, you kind of cross these off alternately. You just kind of go back and forth. And once I meet in the middle, So my middle number now is 27. Hey, we talked about before we added the horse, our median was 17. So did the median go up? Yes, it did. Did the mean go up? Yes, it did. Now, sometimes they're going to ask you guys which one of these, maybe one of them went up more than the other. I can tell you right now, so both the mean and median will increase, both the mean and median will increase. It's one of these. One of these is our answers here. So we need to figure out, is the median going to increase more than the mean, or will the mean increase more than the median? Because if this thing only increased by 10, okay, that's fine. This thing, we added a number that is about, what we say, 7 or 8 times bigger than our original top number here. This thing's going to increase more. The mean is going to go up more. So we're going to go ahead and say the mean will increase more. Check our work. All right. And now we're going to go on to the next one. So let me just express this again to you guys as you're going through this. The goal is not to necessarily figure out a specific number. You're going to want to determine what is the trend that the mean and the median are going on. Are they going to be increasing? Are they going to be decreasing? And then sometimes we need to determine, is the median going to be increasing more or decreasing more, or is the mean going to be increasing or decreasing more by adding or removing certain amounts of data? So again, always look, if you have something like this, I think it's helpful seeing what the data is. Show the data. It says a small accounting firm has 4 accountants who each earn a different salary, and it's going to be somewhere between 50 and 60,000. Now, it does not tell you what all those numbers are. You're going to have to kind of, well, I guess it does in this case. It does tell you over here. It tells you 52,000, 54,000, 56,000, and 58,000. Okay? But then there's a 5th guy, and he's just working part-time around tax season. And that guy just made 10,000. So we got 10,000 right here. We need to figure out if the firm decides to get rid of him and they say, you know what, we don't need you this year. We don't have enough work for you. You're going to have to take a step out. If we get rid of him and his salary, what's going to happen to our median? What's going to happen to our mean? So first thing, I would suggest find the median. Median is usually a little bit easier. With the median you're going to do, first we're going to figure out what was our median with the guy, with Mark. So I'm going to take that. If I meet in the middle, I got 54. Hey, 54 is my median. Okay. Now that will change because we need to go through this problem thinking, hey, Mark is gone. So if I take away Mark's numbers, what's going to happen to my median? Well, whoops, I guess I was using this. Let me go with this. So what's going to happen is I will cross Mark out. And if I would find the median of this, I'm going to notice that these two are my middle numbers. And my median is going to be 55. So you need to tell me, did my median increase or decrease? All right, so new median is now 55. It increased by 1. Okay, that's nice to know. Median went up by 1. What do you think is going to happen? And this is where you're going to have to kind of, again, maybe even make estimates. If you see that I have all this data at 50s, in the 50s, what do you think that 10 is going to do to the data? Is it going to bring the 50s up, or is it going to bring it down on average? I'm going to tell you right now, adding a small number like that in our original set of data, that's going to make our mean is going to go down. So right now, our mean is somewhere in the 50s, but that 10 is going to bring it down to maybe the 40s or high 40s, something like that. Now, if I take away Mark, all right, if I take Mark out and Mark is no longer there, that no longer has that small number that's weighing the mean down, that's weighing the average down. You guys think of it like this. If you guys were getting hundreds on your on your homework or on your test scores, okay? You're getting hundreds, 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 and then all of a sudden you get a 20%. Does that make your average go up or down? That 20% unfortunately brings the average down, and sometimes it can bring it down significantly. So in this case, if we can get rid of that low number, our average will go back up and it's going to stay in the 50s. So what I would say, and it's going to stay actually, yeah, our mean before was much lower, now it's much higher. I would say both increase, but that mean is going to increase more because now we are missing that low outlier, that low number that was kind of weighing this thing down. So what I would say is that both the mean and median will increase, but the mean will increase more than the median. This one is going to be a little bit more challenging, okay? So please work this one out. Give it a shot, try it, look at the hints, because maybe those videos will explain a little bit better than what I was able to do for you guys. But I, again, will be available throughout this whole week. Please, 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 if you have difficulty with this one, it's only 4 questions. It shouldn't take you much, but I would like to see you guys really try to do, I've been seeing a lot of 25s, a lot of 50s. I would like to really see that you guys dedicate this week to trying to get those grades up and that you are trying to get as many of these lessons that you have missing completed so that you guys can catch up as we go back into maybe a full set of lessons for next week. Okay? We're almost done with this unit. So continue to work hard in this one and let me know if you need any help. Thanks again.